I'm feeling amazing. Bittersweet. You could argue bittersweet. You know, a lot of emotions ran through my mind on Saturday. There was a high that I experienced that I hadn't experienced in a long, long time.
Drugs can't get you that high.
They can't. And as I said that tweet, the next one follows. Bo Nix out for season, broken ankle. It's sad. I really, really went through it. It was a good hour of being like sad as I could possibly be. I was watching a game with Tyler. Tyler saw I literally removed myself. I put myself in another room. I was just so distraught. But I'm pretty great. I'm over it now, sort of, kinda. We're moving on. We're on to the AFC Championship game. I'm excited to talk about the game as a whole, of course. You know that, because I have gripes to settle.
We got a lot of gripes. We were the only ones picked Denver on the show.
You know, actually, if we want to do that off the rip, let's do it. So I said it on the last show. I fully anticipated to be the lone Bronco selector on the panel. Only when I thought was Riv, because Riv had been along for the ride all season long. But it's his guy. I wasn't overly shocked that he picked Josh.
I thought he was going to take the Bills.
Because it's Josh Allen, agreed. But he's been the Bronco guy all season long with me.
Yeah.
You, I wasn't surprised. You've been flip-flopping nonstop on the Broncos.
Yeah.
Now, you were the only one to choose the Broncos.
I was.
Now, I did myself the favor of going back and listening to everybody's rationale because I wanted to know what we were going to pick apart. Riv, Josh Allen, fine, you know.
I didn't have much rationale.
It is what it is.
The backwards hat.
Love Josh Allen. I'm not too surprised. Again, Riv, I said it on my video. I'm going to give you a pass yet again. Just respect Bo Nix from here on out. That's all I ask.
It was an okay day yesterday, too. I think that's only fair.
Well, I didn't say anything bad about Denver.
No, you didn't. You didn't. You just like, they have a Lambo. He didn't look like a Lambo. He didn't look like a Lambo. Far from.
He looked like a tricycle.
All I ask is just from here on out.
Tricycle's been home for 2 weeks.
We're both home, brother. I don't give a fuck.
All I ask from here on out, Riv, you just put a slight bit more respect on Bo Nix's name. That's all I ask from you, and we can move on.
He's earned it.
For you.
Respect him.
I don't.
Respect him.
For you.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
rationale.
Respect him. Fuck. Sorry.
Your rationale was good.
Yeah.
At least you gave some logical reasons as to why the Bills would lose.
That did happen.
Or why the Bills would win, excuse me. 100%. The run game was wildly efficient for them.
But could not predict 5 turnovers.
You couldn't predict that Josh Allen was going to have an aneurysm and shit the bed the way that he did.
Nope.
The fumble before the half, the fumble out of halftime.
Actually, that started everything.
The interception
so
after
great.
Bo Nix
It was
throws
so great, man.
Where as bad as Josh Allen's pick was, I think the worst turnover outside of the fumble before the half. It was a bad pick by Bo Nix,
That
just
shit
really
killed me,
bad.
yo.
And then Joel immediately running to lock of the week, Bo Nix interception. That was fine. So your logic was fair because a lot of what you said came into reality except the end result, which was obviously not correct. Now for you, I listened to your logic. You said nothing.
I said nothing.
He never says anything.
No.
He hasn't said anything.
He literally
in weeks.
he said he gave
doesn't say
zero
anything.
reason why he
doesn't
was
say
picking the
anything, bro.
Broncos. His lone one good thing that he said was, well, they have a week to prepare, but actually not really because they have to either prepare for Buffalo or Jaguars, so it's not that much of an advantage. But I'm actually worried about this team because last year they smoked you guys, and it wasn't even close. And this year it's closer, but like, is it that much closer? I don't know. I'm just going to choose the Broncos. End of statement. Riv goes, you know, you really didn't say anything. If that made, like, I'd be with you if that made sense. Bro said a whole lot of nothing. I'm just choosing. Choosing hate,
Brother, sometimes
I really
sometimes you
overly
see a multiple choice question. You're like, fuck, I don't know, but you get the question right. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you get it right.
You were so blinded by Josh Allen hate. All your logic was Bills. My brain's with the Bills. Just had an impressive win over the Jaguars. My team to maybe go out and come out of the AFC. Josh Allen looked incredible. He was amazing against them. But the Broncos got smoked last year. They're not that much better. Broncos. So you chose us, but you didn't believe.
Damn.
No, I mean, I remember my opening statement was like, I'm like 55-45 one way, but I don't feel great about
most
it.
importantly,
And it was right. I mean, it was anyone's game.
He didn't leave.
And this is where I get to unleash because the topic is strictly talking about Josh Allen. You can have your fun with that. I'm fine.
terrible.
I'm hands off. what happened was exactly what I wanted. Josh Allen play okay.
He was
He
dog shit.
loses. I can still love him. We move on and we win.
One of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen in my life.
You upgraded from not a starter to solid now. He's solid now. That was before the game. You still average. You weak. Weak word I can't say on the podcast.
What?
You, Bo
Garbage,
Nix.
I think he says.
I said mid.
All right, regardless.
Yeah.
You were very disrespectful on Bo Nix. That's where I'm not letting you off the hook here.
When?
Now, and hey, I'm
Oh,
again,
on that
yes,
that
exactly.
live.
Yes.
That's valid.
All
That's
right?
valid. That was a minute ago.
It was, but you said you were keeping the same energy.
was
So
keep
all I
saying
just
that.
asked
Yeah,
you
yeah.
from here on out, we respect him. You never been moved. You're not
So he
moved.
was average.
Average, even after the Packers game. One game's not going to do it for me, even though you're Mr. Ride a Wave. So tell me, Wave Rider, after you watch Caleb Williams, 4 touchdowns, 5 picks in this postseason run,
Don't compare Bo Nix
after
to Caleb
CJ
Williams.
Stroud,
Don't
7
do that.
turnovers.
Don't do that. A CJ Stroud. I've never been a CJ Stroud fan. Let's get this fucking straight.
No, but your Bo Nix is not better than either. Like, not even close.
Oh, he's close to Stroud, not Caleb. Not Caleb.
So
Not
tell
Caleb.
me.
Not
So
Caleb.
tell me. So tell me now,
Caleb Williams.
after beating the best in the world, Josh Allen,
Well, he's not the best in the world.
after going ahead and beating the Buffalo
No, it's Patrick
Bills.
Mahomes.
Yeah, for sure. But
What can you say now
Burrow.
on Bo Nix? There's nothing you can say.
Okay.
There's nothing. There's nothing. He is bulletproof right now, except for, God
the ankle.
be with his, please, Lord,
Quick
make him
recovery,
okay
bro.
for next
Quick
season.
recovery.
It's a shame that you're not going to be able to perform the AFC Championship because we got robbed the cinema.
This could have been the Super Bowl, man.
Drake May versus Bo Nix was
Drake May's
what
playing like
everybody
ass.
thought coming in.
It was unfortunate.
There's nothing you could say. There isn't, other than Bo Nix, you're amazing. You outperformed Josh Allen on the biggest stage. Nobody thought you would, and you did it again. Third down situation, gotta have it. Bo Nix, answer the call. Regulation, we need a go-ahead touchdown, Bo Nix. You've done nothing in the second half. We need you. Can you do it for us in the biggest moment? Because everybody says you can't do it.
Overtime,
You're-
you need
you're-
the Bills defenders to have defensive pass interference. He did that.
I didn't even mention about overtime.
He did that.
I didn't mention that because the first one wasn't. You want to say that was ticky tack, roughing the passer, anyways, egregious
Yeah.
on Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa was ridiculous.
Trey White straight up tackled Marvin Mims.
In the first drive in OT, Cortland Sutton dropped the ball that would have extended the
Cortland
drive.
Sutton had, I think, 4 drops in this game. 2 of them were in overtime. Cortland Sutton was bad. I give him a little bit of grace because in that last drive of regulation, he was nails too. He had all of his production basically in that last drive. Every single time you've questioned Bo Nix, he has told you, shut the fuck up. Shut up and let me do my thing. And he has been amazing. It's a tragedy we don't get to see him in the AFC Championship game.
It is.
It genuinely breaks my heart
Special
for him.
quarterback.
And if I think about it too much, I could break down right now.
I wouldn't blame
Sorry.
him. Sad.
It really
It's
broke me as a man because watching him outperform Josh Allen, the vindication, validation I felt in that moment was surreal. I haven't been that happy watching sports in so long. He was flat out amazing. I just hope that we can finish out this season strong. We're going into this game versus New England. We're going to be underdogs. I'm expecting that. It sucks that he doesn't get a chance to finish his story, but his story finishing after beating the Bills, the number 1 pass defense in the league, going out there and outperforming the best quarterback of this season in Josh Allen. It makes me very excited for what's to come for the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, but I'm also happy for him because now a lot of his doubters, they look so stupid. They look so terribly dumb because every time you doubted him, he answered. So I hope he gets well soon because Lord knows Broncos country is praying for him.
It's unfortunate that the injury happened in that moment because had this been a regular season injury, he's probably back for the playoffs. I'm not sure how severe it is, but I'm sure it's not.
He broke his ankle.
Did he? I thought it was a bone in his.
It's a bone in his ankle. Still technically,
It would have been a
verbiage wise, it's a
multi-month
broken
injury.
ankle.
Okay, so maybe I got that wrong.
It's all
fine.
no, but
Ultimately, the
he
Broncos
would have had a chance to come back at some point.
If he got or like
the,
September.
The
maybe.
Broncos season with that injury, essentially, they're gonna have some chance, right? You know, I want to talk about the Broncos first before we dive into this Josh Allen stuff.
Just got to win 2 games.
The Broncos won 33-30, and now with the Bo Nix injury, their percentage chance is 8% on Poly Market. That's what the public thinks their chance is to win a Super Bowl. It was just a great performance, I think, from the offense specifically. Listen, I think the defense, they had turnovers that definitely swung the game in itself. Josh Allen's turnovers will be the big talking point of it, but 3 of his turnovers resulted in 6 points for the Broncos. The defense for the Bills really did a tremendous job at limiting those opportunities from Denver. I thought would really hurt the momentum of Buffalo was the James Cook fumble.
100%.
I think that's something that nobody's going to talk about because James Cook is the best running back in the league, most yards, and him having a fumble doesn't matter because the quarterback overshadows everything. But James Cook fumbling in that moment after Allen had a big time scramble, and it looked like the Bill and Cook had a good run, and the Bills look like if they score on this drive and they're up 14-3, the game. I mean, it seems like it's in favor of Buffalo.
I'm not going to
100%.
disagree with you, bro.
He fumbles, and then the Broncos score a touchdown on that drive. You know, the Broncos scored more points on that drive than they did on any of Josh Allen's 3 turnovers that he had within the first 3 quarters. So I thought the defense came up big in moments, but on every drive they didn't get a turnover, they got scored on. Buffalo was able to do whatever they wanted. They averaged 2.73 points per drive. The reason why they were able to become victorious is because the offense was phenomenal in the first half. They had 17 first half points just alone, and then they had an extra 3 because of Allen's dumb fumble before the half where Will Lutz kicked the field goal. The offense stagnated late, and they were down 23-27, 4 minutes left, and Bo Nix needs to drive down the field and score a touchdown. And he threw one of his best passes of the season, targeting Marvin Mims. You know, you can't ask for anything more of the offensive performance. The offense for the Broncos, you know, as much as the turnovers definitely swung things for Denver, the offense being so great situationally and so amazing in the first half, in which they started out the game with a potential touchdown that was dropped by Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Who came up big later in the game, too.
He did, and he made a touchdown. And I think it was before the half that Lil Jordan Humphrey had a touchdown when Darnell Savage came in the ball game. And
picked him apart immediately.
The Bills defense, like watching the all-22 back, I'm just wondering who are they guarding? It wasn't man-to-man, it was zone. And just nobody picked that side up of the field at all. It was bizarre, but the Broncos took advantage of their opportunities, and Bo Nix was amazing. I thought Bo Nix, the only play you can criticize him for maybe is the pick that Deion Walker, he just fell back on.
Yeah.
And that's honestly like he caught that on his face mask. Like I think for him to catch that was really good. And in his limited snaps, Deion Walker is a bright spot for the Bills. He's a rookie this year. I think he's a bright spot moving forward. But the Broncos were amazing offensively in that game, and it was an all-around team win. And I think that Bo Nix did answer a lot of critics, and I think he continued what he showcased in the second half of the regular season, but also what he showcased all season, in which in the fourth quarter, he has been the best quarterback in the fourth quarter. And when they needed him the most, he prevailed. And I thought most of the plays, the drives that ended in punts for Denver was mostly Denver drops. I mean, we forget that Troy Franklin was out this game. We forget that Pat Bryant went out early in this game.
After he had 3 catches in the first drive.
A wide receiver core of Cortland Sutton, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Marvin Mims, who came up big in this game, and Evan Ingram. You know, and they couldn't run the ball either. Bo Nix had over 50 dropbacks in this game. He didn't take a sack once, I believe.
Nope.
Yeah, I think he had the exact numbers 49 dropbacks. But the amount of times that the Broncos asked Bo Nix to make a play happen was over 50 when you take into account the rushes that he had. So,
which ended up being the one that ended his season.
I cannot watch that game and say that the Broncos are being limited by a quarterback when the coach has put in the ball in the quarterback's hands over 50 times to go make something happen and win. And he did that. So I think he deserves a lot of credit, and I think he deserves a lot of praise, and I think he deserves a lot of leeway heading into next season. I don't think, like what you were complaining about, Drew, the game-by-game evaluation of Bo Nix, I think that should be non-existent next year because I think he proved himself enough and has given himself some leeway to not be evaluated game by game. Do I think that it was warranted this season? I absolutely do. Because in the first half of the season, he did not play well. And I don't care what anybody says. They're going to try to say all these things. No, objectively, watching him, he had very bad moments. In the second half of the season, he put together full games, all 4 quarters of really good football. And he took that into the playoffs in a divisional round to lead the Broncos to the AFC Championship. He was amazing. So that is what bought him leeway, is now we have more of a sample size, and he deserves a lot of credit because I think when you look at why the Broncos won that game, I think Bo Nix has to be up in center and be one of, if not the biggest reason why they won.
Yeah,
Your day, bro.
my day was great. This was a great weekend, if I'm being honest with you. My Broncos won. I was the only one besides Drew to pick them.
You didn't pick us.
I picked you.
Nah.
Okay.
Trust me.
Listen.
Pause the video right now. Go listen to his rationale. He picked the Bills. He just said the Broncos.
I picked the Broncos. If Drew wants to try to discredit me because it's the me versus the world, I respect
No,
that.
it's not.
I
You
respect
said
that.
nothing to
Because it was a coin flip game, and it came down to a coin flip fucking game. What do you want me to
You
say?
gave no logic why we would win.
I mean, I said you had extra,
And it would have
rest.
killed. You would have
had
died right in front of us before
Broncos
saying Bo
home
Nix
field
would be the
advantage.
reason why we won.
I think nobody in their right mind would have said Bo Nix is going to outplay Josh Allen. That's why they won. If you want me to say
Well,
that,
nobody
was gonna
said
say
that, but did you think Bo Nix would play well against the Bills?
I thought he would play fine. Yes.
Against the number 1 pass defense
Yeah,
in the
because
league.
I never bought into that being number 1 pass defense in the league. Not for a second.
They are not.
Whenever,
No,
when,
number 1's nuts.
When
I'm
have,
just
I, when
saying.
have I ever came up here and been like, that Bills defense, man, watch out for them?
Well, I just know how you've spoken on Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think Bo Nix has been an average quarterback. I thought he was going up against kind of an average defense. So I thought he would play fine.
And has he played
should have asked
average?
me. No, he played great. He was phenomenal. I think what Joel said is right.
Did he play better than every quarterback this weekend?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that includes who?
Drake, Caleb, Josh, obviously.
So 2,
Purdy,
3 of your guys.
Sam.
Okay.
Sam ain't have to do much.
Sam,
Sam
no,
had like-
He really
12 for
didn't have
17.
Sam had like
He had
15 dropbacks.
something yards.
Got an A on the assignment.
Shout
CJ
out to
Stroud,
the
of course.
Seahawks.
CJ Stroud, of course.
another
You
quarterback.
cook with your CJ Stroud 14 take. I'll give you that.
And my number 1 Bo Nix take.
Shit, so far, yeah.
Didn't cook with Drake top 3
What?
on that list.
You're not wrong.
Didn't cook there.
I'm 4.
Didn't cook there.
I had him 4-2. I had Staffy, but
Let's be clear, the best quarterback performer started the playoffs is Jordan Love.
Played one game.
Yeah, and he had 4 touchdowns, 323 yards.
Yeah.
The same
It's the
defense that
Chicago Bears
Stafford.
It's
defense.
Love, it's,
Stafford has
it's
0
Bo,
touchdowns
and
against
it's
them.
Josh Allen against Jacksonville. Those are the 3 best.
yeah, that I agree.
To be honest,
But
everything after the
regardless,
first
though, Bo
round
Nix
really
played
shitty.
great. What were you going to say, though?
I was going to say, I think what you said to the game-by-game quarterback is true. You know, I think you're a game-by-game quarterback till you're not. I feel like that's the case for a majority of quarterbacks. You have some outliers, obviously. I think when Drake May has as great as a year 2 that he does, he gets a lot of leeway. Jaden, his rookie year, you get a lot of leeway. For
sure.
But when Bo Nix, his rookie year, a lot similar to this year, where it's like the first half was really sketchy. The second half was pretty damn good. The playoffs wasn't great. And then you come into this year, the first half was really sketchy. I think it's fair, and you should criticize and question, is this the guy, is this not the guy? But you're game to game until you prove otherwise, right? And I think proving otherwise is doing it in late game situations, doing it against great opponents, doing it against the playoffs. And that's what Bo Nix did throughout all of the second half of the season, specifically the Packers game, and then obviously what we saw, Saturday against the Bills. Listen, I think it really does suck that Bo gets injured. Someone tweeted, like, Luka getting traded was like, what the fuck? The Bo Nix coming out like
Insane,
10 minutes
dude.
after the game, you were like,
Insane.
what the fuck? Because he didn't it's one thing if he hobbles off or obviously gets carted off. It's like, okay, we know what's going to happen. But he has that play. He ends up having the pass, right? That gets the pass interference. Like, he does have a little limp when you look back at it, but no one was thinking twice about it. He does the interview and it's like, it's fine. It sucks, obviously, because Bo Nix, we're talking about him going into playing New England, would have been favored. The way Drake May's been playing, definitely should be favored, and I probably would pick Denver to win that game. And then Super Bowl, I think whoever comes down the NFC would be favored, but like, obviously it's a fucking game, right? The Bo Nix been playing great. The defense is the defense, but this was on Bo Nix, right? Like, my biggest question about Denver, obviously Bo Nix was part of it, but you had a tale of two halves where the first half, this was a lights out defense that was shutting down everybody and Bo Nix struggled. Then the second half of the year, really after the bye, it was Bo Nix and this offense is working and this defense, you can move the ball on them. And maybe it's not fair because it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to move the ball against probably everybody, right?
So did Marcus Mariota.
Say it again?
So did Marcus Mariota.
No, you're right. There have been games in quarterbacks that gone up against Denver where you're like, hold on, this doesn't feel like Denver from what we're used to. But yeah, I mean, if you like EPA per play, this is the fucking game for you because you're going to have huge swings with Josh's negative plays, but you're going to have huge swings with a lot of the Buffalo's positives play. But I mean, the Broncos were awesome. Bo Nix was awesome. You know, to do it in the circumstances too, with really no running game, the weapons that you talked about going down to injury. If Bo Nix would have had 230 yards, an interception, and a touchdown, it'd been like, yeah, it's a bad game, but like given the circumstance, like, okay, like it's still Bo Nix next year. Like we'll see what happens. But he leveled up. He stepped up to the play, and that's what you want from your franchise quarterback. You want in situations when things aren't right, when you're in the playoffs and your receiver goes down and the running game isn't working, what the fuck can you do? Because shout out to all those quarterbacks out there, but you have a great offensive line and you have weapons and a great play call and you're playing well. I'm not that impressed. Like a lot of guys can do that. But when you have shit going wrong, specifically in the middle of the game, shit goes wrong and you're able to overcome that and you're able to beat the fucking Buffalo Bills regardless of all the other shit that's going on, that's what you want to see from your franchise quarterback. And that's what Bo Nix did. So I gave him a lot of shit for it early in the season. I think he deserved the shit at the time because he wasn't playing well, but I'm going to sit here and give him my praise because I thought Bo Nix was the best quarterback on the weekend. He went bar for bar and outperformed Josh Allen for a majority of this game. And if it wasn't for Bo Nix, if you had fucking 25 or the 30 other quarterbacks in the NFL, you'd probably lose this week. But he stepped up and he was tremendous. And yeah, I think if you're a Broncos fan, I know a lot of Broncos fans believe in Bo Nix regardless, but maybe more nationally, it's like, yeah, you're going to next year thinking differently about Bo than you did a month or two ago. A month or two ago, he's probably like, okay, he's showing some flashes, but let's see for another year. After the Packers game, after this game, you're going into next year saying like, yeah, like, why can't this guy be a borderline top 10 guy? Like there's no reason why this quarterback should limit us in any way. So step one, I think, has been completed for Bo Nix. There's no more game-to-game stuff. This is your guy. Now what can you do? You know, now you have further conversations with contracts and extensions and what happens when he's getting paid all this money. You don't have a great offensive line, and all that shit could happen at a later date. But for right now, I think you have to feel great if you're the Broncos, if you're great if you're a Bo Nix fan.
Borderline top 10 guy.
Look at us, man.
You believe that?
Look at us.
Well, I mean, right now, what's he, like a 15th? Maybe
Still?
higher?
Still?
14th? Like, he's already kind of teetering-ish that.
Come on. You don't respect a man with no dignity?
We just dictate what matters and what doesn't to certain people.
I agree.
What?
And I think we've lost the plot of consistency.
I don't disagree with you, Riv.
And I think once we lose the plot of that, we lose ourselves as men.
Can you give me some examples or
No,
break it down
I'm gonna lead you to the water. And
you see if I drink?
hopefully you drink it, you understand. If you don't, you don't.
I still
Drew
feel like we're on the path.
clearly drunk the water, so he understands what I'm saying. Some people don't. It's just we lost the plot here.
Well, you know, Drew could have been blindfolded going to the river. He was going to drink the water anyway.
You're right.
I
Potentially.
still know what you're getting at, if I'm being honest.
You know,
with you.
I think sometimes we.
If I had to take an educated guess as what to Riv is trying to get across, no, it probably does have a little bit to do with CJ.
Actually had nothing to do with
but
CJ.
I think what it mainly has to do with is your lack of dignity to just say, I was really dead wrong about Bo Nix.
Did I not just say that?
I was right at the time.
I was right at the time.
You want to know what I noticed?
The Eagles game, fourth quarter. The Giants game, fourth quarter.
He was dog shit for 3 quarters.
Okay, and he was really okay as hell in that third quarter. Really did nothing offensively in that third, most fourth quarter. He had one drive in the fourth quarter where he did something.
Which game?
Bo Nix, this game.
Against the Bills.
Oh, yeah.
We got shut out until that last drive. And again, he answers. 3rd and 11. Sutton's dropping ball left and right. To still have the faith and trust in your guy to still go at him. 20-yard gain.
Yeah, I can't
There's
believe
nothing that he. That's why what Riv is trying to say is that now we're at the mercy of Bo Nix. Is that what I'm getting at, Riv?
It's a part of it.
You know, I can't.
I just want to. I want to wait and see how we talk about other quarterbacks first before I fully come to grips with what I'm saying.
I would like you to elaborate on what you're saying because maybe there's somebody that you want to mention, but you're mentioning that 3rd and 11 throw. That was a hell of a throw.
It's my second favorite play on the game. Personally.
I really can't believe that Cole Bishop bit on
crazy
the flat when there was a defender
You want to know why he bit?
that zone.
Do you want to know why he bit?
Because he's not good.
Because he's undisciplined. That's why.
Am I gonna believe Dan Orlovsky?
Listen,
Bo
Bo
And that
Nix,
he no looked the 3rd and 11.
Bo Nix, he did look to the flat and then hit that dig over.
Legend.
But I don't think that Cole Bishop bit on it because of the look. I think because if any, like, I don't want to come at Cole Bishop, but like any safety that is competent and good that understands what they're seeing, they're covering a 3rd and 11. There's a player in the flat. You have a defender there in their zone. He's going to bite on that, if anything, and make the tackle. You don't need to chase it because it's not threatening to pick up a new set of downs at that point in time. But he bit on it, and then that opened up the window. But Bo Nix, he made a couple tremendous throws.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he made a couple ones. He ripped 2 digs over the middle. And, yeah, I think that more than anything, if you want to go with the eyes thing and him looking somebody off, I think more than anything, it's just the zip that he had on his passes to get to that and the velocity he had on
He's
them.
got a fucking missile.
Bo was awesome, man. He deserved this.
Yeah, I don't think there's.
It was awesome.
I think
Riff.
it's
I'm not
different.
gonna lie to you, it was
And
peak.
Joel, you said this, I don't know, a month or 2 ago at this point, but there's nothing limiting Bo. Like when we get into like Tua debates, I think Bryce Young debates, like I think there's like physical limitations with those
I agree.
quarterbacks. That's why it's hard for me to see them like in the conversation. Like Bo is big enough, he's strong enough, he's athletic enough, like the arms there. Like there's nothing holding Bo back from being a great quarterback. It's just
This is the Daniel Jones has no flaws statement.
I mean, it's true. It's true. And most of Bo's stuff has been decision making and accuracy. Like it's never been a physical thing.
He barely makes mistakes.
I'm saying earlier this season, early in his first half of his first year.
The offense lacks talent.
No, you have the best
That
offensive
was
line in
still
football,
on,
and you have Sean
but
Payton.
all right, that is such a bullshit answer when you saw it on display this game. We have Sean Payton.
Yeah,
we
you
have
have
an
the
amazing offensive line. Our weapons still dropped the ball.
No, for
but
sure.
who was the best still?
Bo Nix. I'm agreeing with you. I'm not sure what your argument is. I don't know what the argument
It's
is.
been the same all year.
No, I know. And Bo Nix has played better the second half of the year.
Listen, I think the big weakness with Bo Nix is just I think his skittishness in the pocket, which can still happen. He just hasn't gotten pressured. Against the Bills, he was pressured on 28% of his dropbacks. The Buffalo Bills pass rush
It
is
didn't feel like 28%. It felt
no,
lower.
it felt like he didn't get pressured at all.
Well,
The Buffalo
I don't know. That second half, bro, they were swarming.
There was
it was
multiple
generated.
times.
It was generated.
Yeah,
Obviously. Oh, what's the word? Not generated.
Simulated.
You want to know who had
Same
the
thing,
most
honestly.
pressures on the team? I think it was Matt Milano.
Oh, I thought it was Ed Oliver fell.
Ed Oliver
Russo
went
was
out
in
later
there.
in the
game.
third quarter. He got
Greg
hurt.
Russo had a rep. Like these guys can have reps here and there, but for the most part, like the pocket was very comfortable for Bo Nix all game long, which is not diminishing the performance.
Not the first
It's
half,
just
I agree.
The lack of pass rush for the Buffalo Bills to generate any pressure from their front four was like laughable.
But at the end of the first half, I remember 2 specific plays. I think one was a third down where Bo Nix had pressure. He stepped on the pocket, ran for a first down.
Yep.
And the touchdown then in the first half, there was a rusher coming in his face and he threw a touchdown. Like there were opportunities for the Bills to get pressure
Once
and
load
to
Jordan
sack
Humphrey,
him.
I disagree with it just because that was the design rollout targeting the post.
Yes, but there was a defender coming
No,
at
but that's
him.
what, he had to stay calm in that moment and still deliver
I'm
a
saying
ball.
I'm saying within the pocket.
I get what you're saying.
Like,
no,
there
but
was- there was a lot
he
of
rolled
design
out.
rollouts
But the
and-
defender is coming right at him, similar to last year, actually, with Troy Franklin catching that touchdown on the opening drive. Defender's in his face. He stays strong, throws that ball to Troy Franklin for a touchdown. Similar, he's rolling out. He's got to make sure he gets that ball off. It's a perfect ball.
Yeah, listen, I do think that in this game, even with like the limited sample size of like pressure, I thought he was a little uneven, but he had good plays under pressure. I think it's just the Buffalo Bills' inability to make any quarterbacks comfortable or any quarterbacks uncomfortable in the pocket is what gives you that type of like belief. Because if you are a quarterback and you're constantly getting pressured, that internal clock is being sped up tenfold. Versus the Bills pass rush, they were really awful. And, you know, watching back the game, I thought a lot of the stuff outside the pocket was, I mean, not to, like I'm saying, I have to always use this caveat. It's like not to diminish him, but they were designed rollouts. Like the 3rd and 4, I think on the final drive or in one of the drives in the second half, the 3rd and 4 was a designed run where blockers were pulling, and it was like Bo Nix looked like he was going to pass it, but really it was just a designed run the entire time to pick up those 4 yards. And I think that's another thing you're able to do with Bo Nix. You're able to run the ball in that way and have a lot of creative designs.
And he's smart.
On down and distances.
He's smart. He gets down. Like his first instinct, I think there was a player too where he kind of cost himself a couple yards, but in hindsight, he was trying to protect himself. On the one play where he
tried to fight for more.
I
he
know.
Just went down.
Oh,
yeah,
it
like the
kills me,
injury,
man.
there was no reason to try to fight for an extra yard. He was already behind the line of scrimmage. But yeah, like the touchdown pass before the first half, it was just a design rollout.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like they just completely left him wide open. Bro, like
Savage one-on-one with
safety
even
bit.
little Jordan
it wasn't
Humphrey.
even one-on-one. Christian Benford, I think he had that side of the zone. Like the entire defense just didn't know where they were supposed to be on the back end. And that, I just don't understand how that happened. Obviously, they took advantage of Darnell Savage, like just being new in there. But man, oh man, it was awful. I can't wait to talk about the Bills. But yeah listen, I think Bo Nix, I think your sentiment is not wrong. I think that physically, there's not much limitations.
Yes.
I think that he does have a lot of physical
I do see how
tools.
that sounds like the Daniel Jones 2.0.
But that's why I
it
cackled.
is funny. But Rick,
I
you
will
seem-
say this, though.
Sorry, go ahead.
There is something I noticed in how you spoke about Bo Nix just now and how you spoke about Caleb Williams a couple weeks back. And the difference that I see...
Wait, what I said?
It-
I'm
is-
glad somebody's
Oh,
catching on.
should I bring that clip up?
I'm
Should I
glad.
bring that clip up?
Joel, I'm
Should I-
glad
let I
somebody is
expose
catching
him
on.
terribly?
Let me just finish this sentence.
Thank you, Joel, 'cause-
What I see is that with Bo Nix, it's a lot of talking about the game itself.
Yeah.
And with Caleb, it was...
Nothing
press
about
conference.
football.
It was
God, how
the
could you not?
talent, but the
could you
press
not?
conference, how
we
he
need
speaks.
to bring back bullying and shame.
Dude, no bullying would make me hate Caleb Williams. Or make me
Again.
speak differently.
Again.
So I was kind of wondering when you were going to speak about Bo Nix's post-game press conferences
Well,
and how he
I
speaks
said in
at
the,
the
I said in the
podium.
short form, my apologies for not saying it. I said, like, when you have a quarterback in the fourth quarter that's got to drive down the field, and you got to have a guy. Bo Nix has been that guy. He doesn't have the Go Bears, though. I guess he has the Overdogs, though. I'm not as tapped in with the Broncos as the Bears. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, we know. We know. But even you not tapped in with the Bears, I'm old enough to remember at some point in this season, you coming out and saying that Bo Nix has reached the at least same level as Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
In that time, Bo Nix has played better than Caleb Williams still.
It's been more consistent.
I will give Caleb Williams the fact that he put maybe the best throw I've seen, 2 of them, back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, some nut shit.
And then he goes and just plays like Caleb Williams has all season long. And everybody wants to point the finger. DJ Moore, you didn't run your route all the way. You got lazy. When in actuality, he had all the time in the world. And it was a terrible ball.
True.
He lost them the game.
True. There's one thing you can't calculate in my rankings in my mind. And that's love, brother. I love Caleb Williams.
And why?
I
You didn't love him
love
to
Caleb
start the
Williams.
season.
I love
You
him.
loved him.
Once he got cool.
Which was when? Which
No,
was
well,
when?
I mean, I think the thing was, I love Caleb Williams in college, but I thought he did get a ton of hype. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is a lot of hype for Caleb. Shout out. I'm going to root for you from afar, but I'm not going to have like this agenda for you, right? And then obviously towards the end of the first year, I'm like, dude, Drake May. Like, I don't think enough people talking about Drake May. I love Drake May. I love Drake May. Then this year came around, and sometimes you gotta squirm yourself in. I was like, I think there's a path for me to just love Caleb and the Bears this year. I was like, I think there's a world, because you're the Caleb guy. You hopped off. You saying all this shit about the Bears. I'm like, I think there's a world where we could fit in with Caleb Williams and the Bears. And I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna run with it. And I fucking sprinted to it. I'm not gonna lie to
and
you.
now you look wrong as fuck still.
About what?
The Bears looked like shit.
I mean, they made the division around.
They made the
had a
division around the
successful
playoffs.
and Caleb went 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in this amazing playoff run.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Caleb was very up and down. I didn't come
Caleb's
up.
been all season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, what you get with Caleb Williams, Caleb and Bo, I think are, and maybe you'll appreciate this, Riff, because I know you got mad at me for talking positive about Bo. I still think Bo is in the realm of like, the high end is like Dak, Jared Goff, and everything's right. But to me, Caleb Williams is special. Like, I think Caleb Williams has the upside to be a top 3 quarterback in the world. I don't think Bo Nix has that. So if you just want to say based on this year, the numbers, what you saw consistently week to week, I think it's more than fair to put Bo Nix over him. That's fair. Number one, I love Caleb Williams. But number two, I just think the upside Caleb gives you is just like, to me, the projection for him to be a top 5 quarterback is way easier for Bo Nix. That's not taking anything away from Bo. Caleb was the number 1 overall pick, fucking the savior of the franchise, and Bo wasn't looked at that. But when I'm looking at these 2 quarterbacks, if you just want to say, that's why rankings are always difficult, because if it's just what you did last year, the last 2 years, yeah, Bo Nix should be above him. But what you get from Caleb and all the off structure stuff and all of the wow plays and all of the what he can be, it's hard for me to just ignore.
And then he stays in structure and he's mid.
No, for sure. And it's like the Bears still made the division round, the playoffs with him kind of playing underwhelming.
Every single statistic, whether you look at EPA per play or passer rating or QBR or whatever it is, Bo Nix and Caleb Williams are pretty much neck and neck.
They are super close.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that the argument that you're making is Caleb Williams has like tremendous upside, and you feel like Caleb Williams has been underwhelming. He's been up and down.
Especially for the expectation. But I get more annoyed than anything because, listen, I'm not blind. I know what I'm watching when I see Caleb. He has some moments where they're genuinely some of the single greatest plays I've ever seen. But the inconsistency in his game allows me to still feel as strongly as I do, as people treat him like he is the next thing, the next best quarterback, a top 3 talent eventually one day.
It's easy.
And Bo Nix, it's easy, yes, because he has all this natural given ability. I'm fine with that.
It's not
But
only
people
that.
go and will poo-poo Bo Nix to no end when all he's done is produce and be clutch and consistent.
It's not even the talent that makes it easy. I think that it's easy to jump on what he's done because in the fashion of how he's done it. Caleb Williams coming into the season was not heralded in this regard. Caleb Williams in the first half of the season was not heralded in this regard. You had to talk people out of thinking the pressure to sack ratio was alarming for him in his rookie season, when you watch the tape on Caleb, it was an offensive line and play design issue. And then in 1 year of Ben Johnson, he has one of the lowest sack rates in the NFL and pressure to sack ratios. It wasn't because he got better as a player.
Mike McDaniel, Chargers OC.
Fuck.
Sorry, go on.
Fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
Wow, okay, whoa.
That's big. That's big.
You just said he was bottom 10 quarterback in the league.
No, I said he's 10th. What do you mean? I said he's 10th.
Oh, my bad.
But he's saved. Justin Herbert is saved, yes. Oh, my God. We got to talk about that later. But okay. But Caleb Williams, he didn't get better in terms of his sack avoidance. It was that last year, there was nothing down the field open for him to throw to, but he still tried to keep plays alive, and that's what led to a lot of the sacks and the throwaways. This year, there's been people actually running open and knowing their assignments and knowing their spots, and it's actually a well-functioning offense. So even with the talent that they had last year, it went to waste. It's like the Philadelphia Eagles of this year where the offensive coordinator was awful, even with all this talent. The same thing happened with the Bears, and their offensive line was putrid last year. They had no run game, and the receivers, the route concepts were like laughably bad. So I think that people held on to their priors on Caleb, and now it's easier to root for him because of the success that he's had.
100%.
But I think
100%.
the point is that even with all the inconsistencies that Caleb has had in his game all year long, him and Bo Nix, Bo Nix, he hasn't been perfect. He's has inconsistencies in his game too.
Mm-hmm.
I think towards the second half of the season, those have been cleaned up. But even with how erratic both these quarterbacks can be sometimes, we find ourselves at the end of the season and their numbers are like neck and neck with each other across various metrics.
Except completion percentage.
Caleb
And except
Williams,
the playoffs.
except completion percentage. But completion percentage, Caleb Williams, he's just in his second year. He just finished it. Heading into his third year, first thing he said was that he's gonna fix and try to work on all offseason his footwork and his accuracy. If Caleb becomes an average quarterback in terms of accuracy, he is without a doubt going to be a superstar quarterback. He just needs to be average with his accuracy. And I think that, yes, while Bo Nix has physical talent, Caleb Williams' physical talent rivals Allen and Mahomes, and he is that gifted. And that, I think, is the separator and the difference between projecting the two.
I got nothing else to say other than my quarterback advanced to the championship game in his conference.